17 years on, up against Azumah Nelson, three-time world champion in two different divisions. Jeff Fenech at 44 years of age, Azumah Nelson at 49, both weighing in under the 69 kilos, the height and reach advantage. Once again to our man, the Marrickville Mauler, Jeff Fenech.
And here they come, and first of all, ladies and gentlemen,
a full house live here at the Vodafone Arena, wherever you may be watching around Australia on Fox Sports, pubs and clubs, and Main Event TV on your lounge. It is main event time. The bright lights never die for some, and at 49 years young, Azumah Nelson makes his way to centre ring. He debuted in 1979. It was in Ghana, his last fight, July 11, 1998. Almost 10 years ago to the day. He was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 2004. What about the scene? It is set. Azumah Nelson, Jeff Fenech, making a dance one more time.
Azumah Nelson.
Making his way to the ring, singing, dancing, relaxed, composed. He is the professor. He started out as a decorated amateur, and since retirement in 1998 is a national hero in his homeland of Ghana. He proudly walks to the ring, sporting his national colours. The entourage has been here for some time. Pay your respects to a living legend. He is the professor, Azumah Nelson.
Everything will be starting to click into place now. He could do this blindfolded.
You're exactly right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that means we need to bring you the blue corner, Jeff Fenech.
Here he comes. Born May 28, 1964. Jeff Fenech at 44 makes the long, sometimes lonely walk, but does so with the master trainer, Johnny Lewis, and Peter Matreski Sr. by his side. His son, Bo, in the background, so too Phil Cropper. The crowd here standing almost silent and waiting. What do we expect? We expect a war.
You see Jeff's son Bo walking into the ring with him.
The face doesn't change.
No.
The look doesn't change. The eyes, they don't blink. They don't lose focus.
That's with both of these guys.
Azumah Nelson in the ring. Jeff Fenech on his way. Let's take a walk down memory lane. A former three-division world champion. He won the IBF World Bantamweight title, the WBC Super Bantamweight title, the WBC Featherweight title. But it was his quest for the WBC Super Featherweight title that ended in disaster and ended in controversy in Las Vegas, June 28, 1991. Almost 17 years to the day. Our man, your man, Jeff Fenech, centre ring. Let's go to Mark Warren.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please respectfully stand for the national anthem of Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please make welcome back to centre ring, Susie Fenech and the greatest song in the world, Advance Australia Fair.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, Advance Australia fair.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Susie Fenech. We would like to acknowledge the Sports Minister of Victoria, Mr. James Molino, representing the Boxing and Combat Sports of Victoria, Chairman Bernie Balmer, Scott Brower, Robert Hadin, John Doherty, Miss Anika Williams, Dr. Simon Hillman, Secretary Mr. Noel Sharp, Assistant Recorder Dean LaPasse, Timekeeper Damien Membry, Doctor in Attendance Dr. Peter Lewis, Assistants Dr. La and Dr. Mattal. Set down for 10 3-minute rounds, proudly presented by Marks and Sparks. This is the final round. Judges ringside, Andrew Campbell, Anika Williams, Ignatius Misselidis. The referee in charge when the bell goes for the first of 10 will be Malcolm Bulmer. Ladies and gentlemen, pound for pound, round by round for the Park Trent Property Group, and live and exclusive on Fox Sports Australia, and main event, pound for pound, round by round, fight fans, here we go. First up and out of the blue corner, with a record that reads 46 professional fights, with 39 wins, 5 losses, 2 draws, and 28 by way of KO. Tonight sporting red trunks, with white piping, tipping the scales at an even 69 kilograms. Residing in Accra, Ghana, trained by Joseph Nelson, Kofi Manu and Yufi Bohan. Ladies and gentlemen, he's Ghana's national treasure. He's the greatest All-African fighter of all time. He's the Hall of Famer. He's the Professor Azumah Nelson. And so we go, and into the red corner we travel with a pay-for-punch CV that reads this way: 32 fights, 28 wins, 3 losses, 1 infamous draw, 21 by way of KO. Sporting black trunks with gold piping, weighing in at 68.5 kilograms, trained by the master trainer, Johnny Lewis, with Joey Mellon, the manager, with Grantley Keezer, Phil Cropper, and Stevie Christodoulou. He is the former IBF Bantamweight Champion of the World. He is the former WBC Featherweight Champion of the World. He is the former WBC Super Featherweight Champion of the World. Fight fans from Five Dock, Sydney, New South Wales, Australia, the Miracle Mauler, Jeffrey Fenech. And fighters to center the ring.
Azumah. Welcome to center ring, gentlemen. Wish you both good luck. Good luck, and may the best man win. Shake hands, come on, fighting at the bell.
They have done it twice before. The first one ended controversially in a draw in Las Vegas in 1991. Less than 12 months later, Azumah Nelson in the upset of the year. TKO in round number 8, victorious over Jeff Fenech. And for the Marrickville Mauler, it was the beginning of the end. Tonight, one last chance, one final round. 10 rounds coming your way live on Fox Sports, Pubs and Clubs and Main Event Television. We hope you've enjoyed the night. It is main event time. It is go. Nelson, 49 years of age. Fenech at 44. Both lost a ton of weight coming into this one. Fenech in the black and gold. Nelson, the red and white.
There's already been a bit of a change. Normally Jeff would run across the ring and jump on him. Maybe showing a little bit of patience in his age.
Johnny Lewis said he knew Azumah was ready when he went and saw him in the gym, and he said it was frightening. Age may have slowed him up a little bit, but he is still rock hard. Both just a little tentative. That can be fully expected. As far as clear eyes go, Jeff looks amazing. Crystal clear, doesn't look daunted by the task, looks very composed. In fact, the same can be said for Nelson.
Break! Come on, get a break, come on, Azumah. Get the head up. Okay, box.
A little bit of gamesmanship there.
Yeah, don't turn your back on me.
Halfway through round number 1. Fenech with the left hand.
Keep blocking.
And this will be a very important part of the fight.
This is where Jeff
wants to fight it, and who can carry who? Who can offer someone else to carry their body weight?
That's it. That's where Jeff fought the first fight.
This is Las Vegas. This was 36 minutes.
Yeah.
The Las Vegas sunshine.
You see that hook that Azumah just threw then?
Don't hang in there.
Saw Jeff's career come to an end against Philip Holiday in May of 1996 with a second round stoppage.
Watch those heads. Don't hang there. Okay, break it up, break it up, break it up. Don't
There's plenty of people, Adam, that say once you've been rattled once, and once you've been rattled big, the chin is never the same.
Yeah, there's also the saying, you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
You got it. 30 seconds, round number 1, a tentative start for the boys. Jeff doubling up with the left hand.
Good left hook.
Nice and sharp left too.
And caught him another left hook on the way in. Those 2 punches. You're going to see now, these guys are going to get their ring rust out. Now, they've been out of the ring as long as these guys have.
Don't hang in there. Don't hang in there.
Azumah just stretching and testing that left arm.
You're waiting for them to unleash, and here they go.
Final couple of seconds of the opening round. It's starting to warm. Yeah. It is starting to warm. Let's go into the corner with Johnny Lewis.
Round number 1 for the Park Trent Property Group. The final round. They've picked it up where they left off.
Keep those hands up, okay? Come on.
Bell sounds to signal the start of round number 2. Round number 1.
Round number 2.
Most likely in favour of the 3-time world champion, Jeff Fenech. I had it scored a 10-9 round. Unofficially, that is. Just a little busier, a little more dominant.
Keep it up, Azumah.
Work down there. Bend your legs. Hands up, tight.
Fenech into the corner. Nelson, as he has done so many times before, from the back foot, from the ropes, happy to throw.
Okay, break it up, don't punch, don't punch, don't punch, break it up. Watch those heads when you're getting close.
I was talking to Johnny Lewis prior to this fight, and it's so much, boxing is so much about the journey.
Don't hang in there, don't hang in
The
there.
result and the fight is small compared to the benefits you get out of the journey. And I think Jeff, and I'm sure Azumah also, what they've got out of this journey has been such a benefit to both of them. I mean, and I'll know for sure they'd love to just show the crowd what they've got here in this fight.
1 minute gone, round number 2. Nelson, who was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 2004 with a string of high-profile victories. A couple of late losses to some of the legends of the sport. Speak of guys like Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker at his finest, or Jesse James Leher, Gennaro Hernandez.
Both these guys will be so careful not to blow out too early.
Yeah,
I mean, when the fight was announced, Azumah asked for a 12-rounder. Jeff asked for an 8-rounder, so they agreed on a 10-rounder. But there's some tactics there, but these guys know they're not going to go out in the first round and blow themselves out. I think there'll be a factor weighing heavily on both of them. They're looking.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I think they both would be keeping enough in reserve with enough respect for their opponent to realise that this probably isn't going to end early, and I want to have enough in the tank if it does get to those later rounds.
Get your head up, get your head up, get your head up. Okay, box.
Jeff has had a ton of corporate support and public support for this quest. A lot of the proceeds too donated by these two men going to charity to support our most prized asset. I speak of kids as things again start to just fire up in the latter stages of the round.
Don't punch. Okay, box.
A short right hand from Fenech, who bullies Azumah Nelson into the corner in the final seconds of round number 2, looking to unload on the former world champion.
End of round number 2. Fenech Nelson 3. The trilogy.
And you've got to be careful of Professor. You saw that left hook early in the first round. I mean, he has some serious punches in his arsenal. You can't trust him. You don't know what he's got. He'll be sitting back. He's going to come back out with a big punch.
Let's have a look at some of the action from that second round. And whilst things have certainly slowed up a bunch on Azumah Nelson, he is still that ball of muscle, rock hard. And let me tell you, you can feel those punches sitting here at ringside. They aren't thrown with the same piston-like action as they were in 1992.
The final round for Marks and Sparks. This is round number 3.
Round number 3, 3 of 10. It is the final round. Jeff Fenech in black, Azumah Nelson in red. Many calling it unofficially the war to settle the score. In series like this, in this sport, there is no such thing as settling. And the rivalry, perhaps the jealousy, will live on for decades. Two great warriors who admit to being well beyond their best, challenging themselves just as much as they're challenging each other, I guess, Adam.
100%. I mean, what the guys are doing, they're doing it for themselves.
Oh,
More so than anything.
you can hear it ripping into the body. Oh, and Nelson on the receiving end because Fenech is the aggressor here. Going to the body exactly as he did in Las Vegas. Exactly as he did in Las Vegas. Azumah Nelson holding on. How close do you want to get to the action? Two warriors doing their thing. Halfway through round number 3. And for anyone that thought this was a hit and tickle, think again.
Watch his head. Watch his head. Watch his head. Okay, break it up. Break it up.
Jeff leaning on him, pushing the pressure on him.
Step back. Watch your head. Watch his head.
As he's done all his career. This is the way he fights. He stays on him. He puts the pressure. He got caught there by a little short left hand.
He got caught there by Nelson and is walking backwards. A sign of respect, just trying to get a little bit of clarity. Against the ropes. Now all of a sudden the ring general is Azumah Nelson.
Here we go.
Back into the corner. Both men happy here. It is a carbon copy of what they did on June 28, 1991 at the Mirage Hotel and Casino Resort. They were in the corner. Nelson fending for his life and Jeff throwing them like he had never thrown them before.
Got some sting in his punches, Azumah.
It's certainly not the same zip, but there is sting and there is power. And you want to stay away from the Nelson right hand. Once again, final seconds, round number 3. And Azumah Nelson is smiling. He's enjoying this.
Don't hang in there. Don't hang in there. Break. Go back.
Bell sounds. What a round. It's starting to get serious.
Jeffrey Fenech and Azumah Nelson are putting on a classic. Now, on the way out tonight, please pick up your edition of the Melbourne Sun, the Herald Sun. On the way out tonight, got the Nancy Martin. Please pick up your edition on the way out tonight, the Melbourne Herald Sun. Please part of the final round put together by Mark.
Few of the replays from the round just gone, round number 3, and most of it was fought in close proximity. Adam, the resemblances between that round and Las Vegas, uncanny.
Yeah, didn't they? What? Stand on his chest and Jeff was throwing the punches. Azumah always had the big bang in there, but Jeff stayed there. Tenacious as always. And throwing those short punches, those 6-inch punches that do damage.
So good at cutting off the ring and not allowing his opponent any movement out of the corners or from the ropes, and that's why he's called the Mauler. He's a fighter, a very talented boxer, very talented technician, but strip it all back and Jeff Fenech is a fighter.
Well, here's something we haven't seen in any of the two fights. Azumah coming in, stalking, and Jeff going back on the ropes.
Now, I thought the movement for Jeff would be moving off his left foot to his right, trying to avoid that right hand of Azumah Nelson.
Watch your head.
Okay, Jeff's got to get through these 4 rounds. He's, you know, 3 or 4, 5 rounds.
No. Break. Step back. Right. Box.
Cracking right hand to the temple of Azumah Nelson. Fenech wants him in the corner. Fenech wants him on the ropes.
That's it. Jeff's got to...
Jeff putting all his body weight onto the chest of Azumah Nelson. Looking for the target zone. Fenech using his head effectively. And tagged there by Azumah Nelson.
Okay, break it up. Come on, get the arm straight, keep working. Box.
These guys are arm wrestling, they're getting it. They're sizing each other up still. Here comes Jeff.
Oh, Fenech with a great right hand.
Okay, break it up. Okay. Box.
Malcolm Bullner getting very involved here. Yells from the red corner that he is breaking the fighters prematurely.
Keep working, watch those heads. Come on. Get on feet.
Jeff's holding the arms and punching.
Break it up. Don't punch. Okay, box.
And back into exactly the same position.
Yeah.
Nelson from the back foot. Fenech head on the chest. Launching himself. Still very wary of Azumah's right hand. That is Nelson's big weapon.
Box.
30 seconds left, round number 4. Nelson showing good defensive and evasive skills there. He has still got that powerful right hand. It's one of the more unconventional punches in world boxing, but so many times it has been so effective for the professor.
Break.
Back to the stools. They will appreciate the 1-minute break.
And just repeating. It's a jungle out there. My goodness gracious. Can you believe that these great warriors of the ring are going into the 5th round? Superstars of the canvas.
See, Jeff, that's where he landed that left hook. That's where he's going to stay there, work him down. Double up the punches. And Jeff's showing what he's got there, showing he's a fighter, and he's putting it on the line. Look.
You don't get judges' points for being nice.
You don't win fights by being nice either.
No, you're exactly right. Both of these two great sportsmen, incredible gentlemen, but fighters. And once it's between the ropes, they will do whatever they can, whatever they have to have their hand raised in victory. This is round number 5, 5 of 10 in our main event. The final round, live from the Vodafone Arena here in beautiful Melbourne.
Good left hook in there by Jeff.
Keep walking there.
The eye's still there for both of them. They're seeing punches still very clearly, and a great left hand from Jeff Fenech.
Don't hang in there.
That would have stopped a charging bull, but it didn't stop Azumah Nelson. He continues with his back against the ropes. to fight the fight at 49 years of age.
Okay, bring it up, don't punch. Come on, get him free, get him free, get him free, get him free. Come on, get him free. Come on. Box.
In just a couple of months, Azumah will be blowing out 50 birthday candles at a time in his life where he should be playing with the grandkids and maybe taking up lawn bowls. He's in there standing toe-to-toe with our Hall of Famer. And doing it well.
A bit low. Come on. Don't hang in there, don't hang in there. Come on, get him free. Get him free.
Oh. Big left hook there. That was a loaded punch. Yeah, Jeff's there. Jeff's walking through those, leaning through those. He's pushing them through. They're big punches.
Straight into the
bring it up, don't punch.
abdomen
Don't punch.
there
Bring it up. Step
from
back.
Jeff
Step
Fenech.
Step back. Okay, box.
Nice right hand from Jeff. Found the target zone of Azumah. Gain against the ropes. Final 45 seconds, round number 5.
Not too low.
And this is what Jeff wants. He wants Azumah to be punching with him. No, Jeff's going to back himself in fitness every day. But he needs Azumah to be working with him.
Right, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. Don't punch, don't punch. Come on, let's get back, let's get back. Come on.
There's a big difference just to sit back on the ropes and take the shots than it is to try and punch with a guy.
Don't hang in there, come on, get it free, get it free, get it free.
A massive difference, final couple of seconds of round number 5.
Don't punch, both of you.
Been a great card so far, and we are halfway home.
Jeff Fenech was the busiest fighter of all time. He tops his CV, and Fenech is putting Nelson in a phone box. 2 Hall of Famers goes halfway. Unbelievable. Welcome to the main event. This is the final round.
A little bit of the better stuff, if you like, from round number 5. And Adam had followed a very similar pattern to rounds 4, 3, and 2. It was tight. It was uncompromising. It was fearless.
The difference is a lot of guys get in there in the corner and they lean on each other and they don't throw punches. These guys, and the referee's seeing that, their hands are free and they're throwing punches. But they're throwing punches with some serious power.
Oh, Nelson with a short right hand there, right on the chin of Jeff Fenech. What a way to start round 6, the second half of the fight from Azumah Nelson.
Azumah tentatively out with that. You know, it's a trap. You can see him setting. He's throwing that left to the body. You know, he's waiting for Jeff to start dropping in and protecting himself. He's going to throw that bomb overhand right.
And he's offering Jeff the opportunity of throwing his own right. The left arm is down. He's almost inviting the Marek for more. There you see the big right hand. That is the danger punch for Jeff Fenech. It is the pivot punch for Azumah Nelson. Here goes Fenech again, and Nelson just standing and accepting, showing no emotion, no pain. Unleashing a 5 or 6 punch combination at the end of it.
That's what Jeff's so good at. He's so good at doubling up the same punch. You don't see it much in boxing. You see guys 1, 2, and they throw left, right, left, right. Jeff will double, even triple the same punch.
It's a talent in itself, isn't it? Back out centre ring they go. Nelson stalking. Now it is Fenech just giving Azumah no time whatsoever.
Watch your head. Don't push your head.
I think you'll find Azumah's starting to get just a little upset at this. He's got that look in the eye. I don't know if he realised Jeff was going to be as full on as what he has been. He should have expected it. We all did.
There was never any doubt.
There is only one gear in Jeff Fenech, and it is full speed ahead.
Okay, keep working. Keep working there.
Oh, a nice uppercut from Azumah Nelson with 45 seconds left. Round number 6.
This is what Jeff wants. He wants Azumah to be punching with him. He wants him wrestling. He wants him on the ropes.
Box.
He wants him working.
Break. Go back. Watch your elbow. Oh, break. Break, I said. Watch your elbow. Box.
Good.
Once again, back into that all too familiar position against the ropes. 16 seconds left in round number 6.
You can see the technique there. Slipping, putting one head on one side, punch the other hand, tie the other hand up.
Keep working. Break. Go punch.
Bell sounds, end of round number 6.
End of round number 6.
Jeff Fenech proudly wanders around the ring, showing few signs that age is affecting him. To Jeff Fenech, age is just a number.
Are you happy with Fenech Nelson? 3 the final round. What a fight.
Take a look at some of the action from the last round. And Adam, at any reintroduction of action from our referee, Jeff is just not allowing Azumah any opportunity whatsoever to set himself here straight in and so quickly.
That's it. He needs to be. He needs... Well, that's Jeff's style, let's face it. He puts on you, puts the pressure and throws as many punches as he can. Mate, he's still doing it, exactly what he's doing. And he needs Azumah to punch with him.
If either man can get through 10 rounds of either receiving or giving punishment like this, they are doing very well. Now again, Nelson starts the round with a beautiful right hand, and it caught the attention of Jeff Fenech. Make no mistake about that.
Don't hang in there. Don't hang in there. Come on, go free.
Oh.
Go free.
Couple of broken ribs for dinner in Melbourne, Australia for Azumah Nelson.
Watch your head.
Azumah threw that punch. He wanted to get out of there. He wanted that punch to finish him.
And Jeff walked straight through it. Disappointing day for Jeff Fenech and his legion of supporters was that mid-May date in 1986 when he was stopped by Philip Holliday at the Glass House across the road here in Melbourne. It was dreams shattered on that day.
Right back. Don't punch. Don't punch. Don't punch. Step back.
That was his final fight. 12 years, 1 month, 5 days later, he is back into it with one of the all-time greats. Clipping up high.
No punch. No punch. Come on. Get free. Get free. Box. Break. Break. Step back. Step back. Step back. Box.
And again, Fenech straight into action. The tempo has slowed. The pace has slowed here.
Watch your head. Watch your
I
head.
think both guys are almost happy to get into a position like this, a position to grapple at him and let the referee, Malcolm Bullner, just pull it up.
Azumah wants to free his arms up. He wants to punch big looping punches. Jeff wants him tight.
Well, Fenech almost walked
Stay
into
on
the
him.
right hand of
Stay on
Azumah
him, Jeff.
Nelson. And here we go again.
That's it, Jeff. Stay on him. Punch.
Jeff thrown with more control than what Azumah is at this point in time, with a better eye, if you like. Round 7 again. It has taken a while to warm up, but the final stages of the round have been enjoyable. They've been entertaining, and again, they have been Jeff Fenech.
Look at that, both willing.
Don't hang in there, don't hang in there. Back.
Bell sounds. And two tired old men make their way back to the stools. And I say that with the utmost respect, but Adam, they must be hurting.
Mate, they must be. These guys are putting everything out there. Those punches that Azumah threw then, they had some serious intentions to them.
This is the final round.
The beauty and the brawn that is big-time boxing as the Card Girls do their thing. Let's take a look at what transpired in round number 7, and that was the big right hand to start the round from Azumah Nelson. It caught the attention of Jeff Fenech.
You see, Jeff? Jeff, you have a look, he goes, "Jeez."
The right hand remains the question mark.
Round number 8.
Fenech, 3/4 way across the ring.
This is where Jeff has to come home. Stay on him. Watch those big one shots, two shots. I think we've seen now from Azumah. He hasn't got 15, 20 punch flurries, but he's got 3, 4 punches every round, which will and can potentially put you asleep.
It was this round, round 8 in 1992, that Azumah Nelson scored a TKO victory over Jeff Fenech. Nelson put in a dominant performance on that occasion. Not so here tonight.
Two big right hands to the body there by Azumah. You know, the first one worked. The second one, Jeff invited him.
We spoke earlier about Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya. The 8-figure sums bandied about for the fight of the century, and both walked out without a scratch. Here's two guys that are old enough to be their fathers having a crack here, and both are going to wake up sick, sore and sorry tomorrow morning.
Neither fighter will leave anything in the ring, they'll be sure.
Halfway through round number 8. Oh, Nelson looking to speedball Jeff Fenech's nose clean off his face.
Get both arms for him. Punch. Come on. Both arms. Break.
Reverse headlock by Azumah, just something to hold on to. Timepiece is working and in favour of Jeff Fenech. All these years on, though, does it erase the memory?
It will. 100% it will. Jeff walks away a winner, 100% it will.
"45 seconds, Nelson reaching as deep down as he's got it, looking for some courage, some more, looking for some fire, looking for some power, looking and asking the question, have I still got it at 49 years of age?
Okay, break it up. No punch. Break it up. Watch your heads. Come on. Step back. Out of the corner. Box.
If you ever want to see one man put himself under so much pressure, look at Jeff Fenech. Can you imagine the pressure he had coming into this fight? His own hometown, his own country, against Azumah Nelson, the guy who annihilated him last time they hopped in the ring, the guy he'd dream about. He'd have dreams about this guy. And then he decided to choose this guy, hop back in the ring and face him one more time.
I'm not talking out of school, but Jeff has said privately that he wakes up in the morning still, not every day, but still thinking of Azumah Nelson. That's 17 years ago. Now they've got 6 minutes, maybe, to right some wrongs.
But then for him to go and put it out in front of hundreds of thousands of people yet again, and put it all out up on the line again. I mean, that's...
We go to Blacktown City
yourself under pressure.
Lawrence Tuaza for the Blacktown Hit Squad. Right now, man group, demolition and strip out. And talking of strip out, what about this lady? The girls from Ed Hardy, we've got 2 to go.
Getting on in years, getting on in rounds here live from the Vodafone Arena. Jeff Fenech and Azumah Nelson, part 3.
2 to go. Round number 9.
A mouth guard in for Fenech. Johnny Lewis entering the squared circle. And time on is called round number 9, the penultimate round, 6 minutes to go. Jeff Fenech unofficially ahead on the points card, we think.
I think you're going to forget all the previous rounds. It's down to these last 2 rounds. Both these guys would have known exactly what's left.
You think these 2 guys are taking it easy? Think again. It is game on in Melbourne.
These guys know what 6 minutes is. They know how much they've got in the tank. And you watch, they will end this fight with nothing. Not a drop left in the tank.
Fenech again cornering, trapping. Azumah Nelson just not giving him the opportunity.
All right, break it up, don't punch, come on.
The blue corner,
Go for it.
very parochial behind their man Azumah Nelson.
Box.
In the black trunks, Jeff Fenech, perhaps, just perhaps, on the edge of redemption, personal redemption. Nelson is still stalking. Fenech has seen the look in these eyes before.
His legs are back.
Popping out the left hand, Azumah Nelson. The crowd's not enjoying this here at the Vodafone Arena. I wouldn't be like running into the Azumah Nelson right hand either.
I mean, that's class. I mean, if you can stay away from a guy like Azumah Nelson like that, that's... Azumah knows how to cut a ring off. Look at this. This is just footwork. Left, right, back, forward.
45 seconds left in the penultimate round. Nelson looking to trap Fenech, does so on his left. This is about victory for Jeff. The boos and cheers mean very little. It has eaten him inside for 16, 17 years.
A fighter knows when guys doing what Jeff's doing now, walking and dictating the fight, not getting hit, that's what a fighter knows. A fighter knows that's class.
Fenech strikes, so too Nelson.
It's a very small place in that ring. If you can move and you can make that ring look so big, that's a class act.
3 minutes remain. 3 minutes only.
3 minutes. The final round. The final countdown. The 3rd and final bout. The 5th and final round.
Come on, Jeff. Don't ever get any free shots off, mate. Keep your hands up, mate. Keep it tight, stay on his chest. Go on, work one more round. Everything you got, Jeff.
Azumah Nelson exhausted in his corner. Adam Watt, the hands of Jeff Fenech.
Yeah, for sure they're gone. I mean, we know Jeff's always had problems with his hands, but he's been punching the body. He's been punching top of Azumah's head. I mean, there's no doubt Jeff's hands are gone. I mean, and that's what I'm saying before. In that last round, when he moved like that, Azumah knows his hands are gone.
Yeah.
Azumah knew it, but Azumah still couldn't cut him off. I mean, that's class. 3 minutes,
class.
mate.
Blood sprinkled over the ringside tables. The 2 men embrace after 9 rounds in 2008, 8 rounds in 1992, and 12 controversial rounds in 1991. The hands of Fenech, we believe, are gone.
Good moving. Look at that moving by Jeff. I mean, left, right, left, back, forward.
Nelson charging forward a 2-punch combination, and Jeff Fenech still very wary of exactly what Azumah Nelson has to offer and the power he is able to generate in that right glove.
you imagine how many men Azumah Nelson's cut the ring off and put to sleep? You can't do that to this man.
Come on, let's fight. Let's go.
2 minutes remain in this one. Nelson into Fenech, now trying to trap the Australian.
Perfect, Jeff. He's going to move. His ribs or his hand, whatever it is, he's going to move, keep doing that. You know, he's not going to listen to the crowd or listen to, you know, stand there and fight, because that's what Azumah wants him to do.
He'll have something to say at the end of it. You can be sure about that.
Yeah, this guy's all class. Look at this.
Good body shot from Azumah Nelson, just without the zip he requires. And the two warriors go at it one more time. 90 seconds left and the trilogy is officially over. Counting down the seconds. Nelson again trapped on the ropes. Fenech, though, more cautious with what we believe are broken hands. He's unable to throw with the abandon he was earlier in the fight.
Well done, Jeff.
Oh, Nelson with a good shot.
Come on, Jeff. Hold him, Jeff.
Fenech wobbling.
Get in, Jeff. He is.
Fenech wobbling.
Come on, Jeff. 40 seconds.
40 seconds left. Jeff Fenech stands his ground and says, let's fight.
Good boy, Jeff. That's what he's going to do.
Come on, break lane.
30 seconds to go.
Come on. Step back. Box. Okay, bring it up, Don't fight.
The timepiece is counting down. The Warriors have given it their all.
Get it clean.
Good left hook there by Jeff.
We hope you've enjoyed a stroll down memory lane. Jeff Fenech and Azumah Nelson. And from world champion Jeff Fenech is now a champion on top of the world.
Well done. I never thought there was a ring guard, but I think there is one now. I mean, that's a great ending.
We go to the Rogers scorecard.
Two of the all-time greats, Jeff Fenech and Azumah Nelson, embraced by his son Bo.
Fantastic.
The courage, the determination, the pride, the respect. It had it all. The ring is awash of supporters, hangers-on if you like. The Fenech family making their way into the ring.
I was screaming for you, now I lost my voice.
Let's take a look at some of the action from the 12th and final round. A round that had, well, a little bit of everything, let's be honest.
That's it. He got caught in that last round, Jeff. He really did.
There were some nervous moments.
Yep.
Azumah Nelson, as brave and as tough as he was in 1991. Isn't it wonderful?
Well done.
We are waiting for the judges' scores to come in. Jeff Fenech has waited 17 years for this. In 01, the judges scored 114, 114. 115, 113 Fenech. 116, 112 Nelson. That was 1991. That was the rort. Even the pro-Nelson fans concede Jeff Fenech won by 3, 4 or 5 points. Let's go to Mark Warren.
Thank you, Andy. We go to the judges' scorecards, but first of all, from so many people from the world of boxing, please put your hands together for two champions of the boxing ring, not today, not yesterday, of all time. We go to the judges' scorecards. Andrew Campbell scores the fight, 96-94. Miss Anika Williams scores the fight, 96-94. Mr. Ignatius Misalidas scores the fight, 95-95. A draw. The winner by majority decision, and out of the red corner, Jeffrey Fenech!
Yes.
The smile on the face, it's back on Jeff Fenech. Azumah Nelson is smiling too. What a performance at 44 years young. Let's go to Mark.
Jeffrey Fenech. They have come in numbers to Vodafone Arena here in Melbourne. They are just tremendous fight fans. We now have a draw with this great man. We now have the victory avenged from Princes Park. My goodness gracious, you've turned back the clock.
You know, first to all the people, thank you very much. To Azumah Nelson, you know, I told you that he wouldn't get tired. To everybody else, I know it wasn't the old Jeff Fenech, but hopefully he was a little bit smarter. As everybody knows, I think somebody wrote in the paper this week that your chin don't get any better as you get older, and I just had to make sure that I protected it as much as I could. And Azumah Nelson's still got that magic punch. He's still a great, great warrior, and I'm just so honoured to have a little win against him tonight. Azumah, thank you very, very much.
I'm going to Azumah right now. One final question. We've got to ask it. You danced for the last 2 rounds. Are the hands shot to pieces?
No, I don't know about the hands, but I think somebody told him I had a bad rib, and hit me in the rib quite a few times, and after about the 3rd round, it was a little bit hard to breathe, but I just did what I had to do to win the fight.
Azumah, 10 rounds of boxing at 49 years of age. The first time ever that 2 Hall of Famers have fought after being inducted. You are a true legend. You came to Melbourne, destroyed his soul in 1992. Tonight, he gets the nod. After that infamous draw in Vegas, how'd you pull up, champ?
Well, it's okay. I'm happy for the fight, you know, and I know there's no way I can go to the distance and to win the fight, you know. And when he start running away, you know, I decided to knock him out when he start running away. And you know, the fight's supposed to be draw, but you know, it's in this country. What happened?
You think it should have been a draw?
Definitely, you know, because this, you know, I'm into fight. You know, he knows that when as soon as he's done, I will.
But he had to take a draw in Vegas. We're not going to get into this now. 2 Hall of Famers in the sunset of their careers. The 3rd time, there'll be no number 4, for God's sake.
Number 4, because I make him happy. You know, so far as he's happy, I'm happy.
We'll go back to Andy Raymond at ringside.
Yeah, no, number 4. 3 is just about enough. 1 to Fenech, 1 to Nelson, and a controversial draw.
Fantastic.
2 Hall of Famers, that surely brings down the curtain on these 2 fabulous careers. Plenty more boxing coming your way, live around Australia, big time boxing. This Friday night, IBO middleweight title, Daniel Gill in a defence, live 7:30 Eastern on Fox Sports 2. It's from the Campbelltown Catholic Club. This Friday, join us ringside. Quite a night put on by the Grange Old School Boxing crew. Plenty coming your way for you international fans, because on Main Event and Fox Sports venues, the world lightweight title, David Diaz and the Pac-Man Manny Pacquiao, live Sunday, June 29, 11 a.m. Eastern, also 11 a.m. Eastern, live Sunday, July 27th. The battle of the welterweight superpowers, even more important now with the retirement of Pretty Boy Floyd. It is Mikel Cotto and Antonio Marghetto. That's what's coming up on Main Event and Fox Sports venues. What a night it has been. It has been a walk down memory lane. If you like, we've wound back the clock In 1991, it was a draw. In 1992, it was Azumah Nelson's hand raised in victory. Tonight, our very own three-time world champion and Hall of Famer Jeff Fenech finally got the nod. On behalf of Mark Warren and Adam Watt, I'm Andy Raymond. It's been our pleasure. We look forward to your company next time we're ringside on Big Time Boxing.